In this video, we're going to do some quick worked examples of manipulating indices. Let's start off now with 8 to the power of 1/3. This is a fractional power. We take the third root or the cube root of 8. The cube root is going to give me 8, and then I simply raise that to the power of 1. So we can write down the answer is 2. If I had 8 to the power of 2/3, we could now go ahead and take the cube root and then square it. I like to write this now as 8 to the power of 1/3 raised to the power of 2. This is using the rule a to the power of m raised to the power of n is equal to a to the power of m multiplied by n. So if we think about this now, 8 to the power of 1/3 is just 2. So this is going to give us 2 squared, which is going to give us 4. If we have this to the power of 4/3, we would do exactly the same here, but we would just raise this to the 4th power. Let's now have a look at 8 to the power of -2/3. So if we now consider the rule, a to the power of minus m is equal to 1 over a to the power of m, we could write this now as 1 over 8 to the power of 2/3. So if we have now a negative power, we can write the reciprocal to the positive power. So I end up with the situation here of where I have 1 over 2 squared, which is going to give me 1/4. If you like, you could have written that now as 1 over 8 to the power of 2/3, and then simply applied this rule right here. 1 to any power is always going to be 1. Okay, let's look at another one. Let's look at 25, and we're going to do this now to the power of 3/2. So this time I need to take the square root and then cube it. So I'm going to have 25 to the half power, that's the square root, and then I'm going to cube my answer. 25 to the half power is going to give me 5. I now need to cube 5, and that's going to give me 125. So if this was to the power of -3/2, I would have 1 over 125. Let's look at another one. We've got 125 to the power of -1/3. So using this particular rule, I could write this as 1 over 125 to the power of +1/3. So if you like, you could write this now as 1 over 125 to the power of 1/3. We want the cube root of 125, that's 5, so my answer would be 1/5. Okay, let's do another one. Let's say we had now 27 over 64, and this was now raised to the power of 2/3. So we're going to take the cube root of now the numerator and the denominator and then square it. So if I wanted, I could write this as 27 over 64 to the power of 1/3, and then I would just go ahead and square that. So if we consider now 27 to the power of 1/3, that's the cube root, that's going to give me 3. 64 to the power of 1/3, that's the cube root, that's going to give me 4, and we simply need to go ahead now and square this. If I square 3, I'm going to get 9. If I square 4, I'm going to get 16. So we could say now that 27 over 64 to the power of 2/3 is 9/16. If we have this now to the power, let's just write this, 27 to the power, 27 over 64 to the power of -2/3, we could write this now as the reciprocal to the positive power. So 64 over 27 to the positive 2/3, which of course is just going to give us now 16/9. So there are some quick worked examples of some of the tougher questions on indices. There are more rules that you'll come across, but these are typical examples.